Sometimes we have the Kendra lords 1st, 4th, 7th, 10th badly placed, and the life of the person is excellent. Very healthy, nice properties, great work. So which other factors are determining this situation? Because we'll notice that in other charts where everything is in the Kendra and the Trikona, the life can be more challenging. So in today's video, we will be exploring this more advanced features. We'll be talking about the Karaka, how it changes the situation, about the Parivartana, about the Navamsha and Dashamsa position of the planets, which are seemingly looking challenging. In this chart, we see 1st and 4th lord is Jupiter, and it's in the 8th house, which is negative. And also you'll notice that 7th and 10th is Mercury, as for all Sagittarius ascendants, and is in the 12th house with debilitated moon and with sun. So you would expect the situation could be quite challenging, at least in the periods of those planets. But what we have noticed is completely opposite. The person is very healthy, good properties and work, which is very satisfactory and rewarding, and also the person has additionally a business which is also going fine. So what is going on here? The second step of analysis, which is very often forgotten, is we have to count from the lordship to the Karaka. And we will do that, the situation will be completely different. From the 1st lord and 4th lord, we have to count to sun and moon respectively. And they are all in 12th house. So from 8 to 12, we have 5th, which is very, very auspicious. Although the lords are in Dusthana, the distance to the Karaka is very positive. So it is changing the situation. And from 7th lord Mercury to the Venus, it would be not so good because here we have relationships 2nd and 12th. If we count from 10th lord Mercury, now we have to count to Mars because Mercury, the Lord, and the Karaka of 10th house is also Mercury. So in such situation, we have to count to the dispositor. And here we have the situation of 3 and 11 from Mercury to Mars, which is also, can be challenging, but it's not inauspicious. Now, when we see from 7th lord Mercury to Venus, seemingly it's bad. But if we account the Parivartana of the Mars, then from Mars to the Venus, it's in the Kendra. So all Kendra lords are having a good placement to the Karaka. Now there is the Parivartana, which is Dainya Parivartana, because the Dusthana is involved and the 7th and 10th normally we say are suffering. But also we say when the Kendra lord is in Dusthana and that lord of that Dusthana is in the another Dusthana, it's even worse, right? So if it's going back to the Kendra, at least we have some remedy, we have some actions. We can hold to that planet, to that Mars. And then it should bring us the remedy. We can use it as mantra, for example, 10-syllable Rudra mantra, which we have here. So this could be a ladder to go up. And that is one of the reasons why the person didn't have so much problems, because each time when the challenges were coming, the person was going to that Mars. But you would say, okay, so it works for 7th lord, right? Because 7th lord is in the Dusthana and the dispositor is in Kendra, which is good. But for 10th house, you would say, yeah, but now it will conflict with that theory of Dainya Parivartana, right? The 10th lord is in the 12th house. And yes, that's true. We cannot omit that there is a bad situation for the 10th lord unless the 10th lord is combust, and then we can use the other option if it is presented to us. And for Virgo, because Virgo is the 10th lord, we have another planet, Rahu. Is Rahu well placed? Some Vedic texts are saying that Rahu in Aries is having a Raja Yoga, so it's very good placement. And it's in the 5th house, which is also the house of Raja Yoga or of success. Therefore, the person had so much success in the career life, although seemingly it's in Dusthana, so it may look for you as a problematic. So you would say, okay, so there are Dushnas, so now you would say there are no touch of it, there is nothing related to it. If you will notice what the person is doing, this is a chart of the eyes or the sight physician who is making the surgery and is bringing back the sight, right? So 7th lord, the clients, moon and sun are the planets of sight. It's in 12th house, so these people have challenges related to eyes or sight. Moon is debilitated here in the Scorpio. 12th house is also showing some problems. And through the Mars, so through surgery, right? Because the yoga for surgeon is Mercury-Mars. We have Mercury in Scorpio and Mars in Virgo. They are having exchange. So through that Mars, and Mars is in 10th, which means that person is excellent physician, very skilled, 10th house about CD, about skill, is bringing those people's side back. So there is initial challenge. This is very nicely presented here. There is the challenge, there is Dusthana, there is suffering, but the Parivartana is bringing that back to a more auspicious position through the surgery, through that Mars. All right, so we did the Rasi work. Let's us go to the Navamsha and in the Dashamsa. And we will have here 2 points in the Navamsha. First is the placement from the Lagna itself in the Navamsha, from the Ascendant in the Navamsha. And the second is we are counting from a sign which is ascendant in the main chart, in the Rasi, so from Sagittarius. And if we do that, we will notice that in both cases, it's very rare. If you will see, it's very often that the planets are afflicted in Navamsha, because there are many ways when planets can be afflicted. It could be in Aquarius, could be in Scorpio, could be afflicted by malefics and such other things. Here, the Mercury is only afflicted by Saturn. It's very nicely placed in the 5th house, which is showing the skill of the person. It is aspecting the 10th house, which is showing the conversion to big wealth. But what about the Mars? Mars seems to be in 12th, which is negative. Yes, but it's also the ascendant lord. So in such case, we say that the person can control the situation, so it can very easily channelize the remedies, the mantras, through choices, through friends. And even more, we have here the Parivartana, the Ketu and Mars have exchanged. So again, it's like Mars is going back to the Kendra. And then we will notice that it will fall in the 5th and 9th signs counted from the ascendant in the Rasi chart. So we can see that if we count from Navamsha ascendant, and if we count from ascendant in the Rasi chart, then in both cases, these are very nice houses. So the situation in the Navamsha is not supporting the initially challenging predictions coming from the Rasi chart. Therefore, the life of the person is quite auspicious. By the way, if you'd like me to analyze your chart when you are going to career life, relationship, health, productivity, and we are blocking the negative ones, enhancing the good parts of your chart. We're looking at timing and providing the remedies, the mantras. Then you may consider booking the consultation. The link is in the description. Now the last point about the Dashamsa. And this was really how the whole video was starting, because I was looking for the time when the Mercury and Mars were activated, and I was expecting that there could be challenges, but instead of that, I saw that the person started the contract job or the freelance work and all that. And I have seen, yes, this is visible in the Dashamsa. So for planet or for the times which should be problematic and challenging, we need to have those Rasi, Navamsha, and in the Dashamsa, the problematic situation. If it's only in the Rasi chart, then it means that person is touching something challenging or negative, like here the loss of sight, which is negative. Or people spending money, right? 7th Lord in 12th house, 10th Lord in 12th house can mean that person is working with the spending, to be event management or sales, things like that. And for this situation, because in Navamsha, Mercury and Mars was very positive, in the Dashamsa, we also have confirmation. So in the Dashamsa, we have Mercury and Mars in 9th, which is showing the freelance or contract job. In the Navamsha, it was positive. In Rasi chart, it just shows the physical touch of negativity. But because of Parivartana, person is turning back that negative thing into something positive. And through the Navamsha and through the Dashamsa, it is very sustainable and auspicious. I hope this is giving you the tools which will make you more advanced in chart analysis in Vedic astrology, because you will not be scared by the Rasi chart position. You will have the Navamsha and Dashamsa to distinguish between these two scenarios. One, when the planet is giving you a very challenging situation, you're really suffering and you have some bankruptcy or very negative events, or you are just touching and transforming negative things, but still the long-term perspective of what's going on is very positive and auspicious. All right, guys, so that will wrap it up. If you would like to see another videos related to Parivartana, then please consider watching this one.